Yeah, I get an advertisement. Well, that's a good. Oh, good. I get myself coffee instead. Mm. What will make this? There you go. Now you can see this screen. Except can't use it. There we are. There. Over here. How's that? 21 people are watching me. Set this up. I'll say hello. Hey, look at that. There's an echo? Hmm. It's dog. Don't get your head caught in the wax. That would be bad. Maybe. Hi. Actually. Oh, no, she got her caught in the wire. Just like I said she would. Alright. Answered a few questions here. Let's try to figure this out here. Still in the experimentation phase for this stuff. I'll leave this one on camera. Just using my computer. And see if I can flip two windows at once. It should be. Alright. What I'm doing here is attempting to, well, figure out how to use this stuff and show the progression or the finishing of Heyzoos the Coked-Up Chicken comic book. We're here with a video system called the Action Max. It sounds pretty familiar. Like one of those things like Captain Power where you would just shoot at the screen with a gun, use a VCR. Yeah, cheers. Morning. So I'm wrapping up Heyzoos the Coked-Up Chicken right now. It's about 24 pages. I'm using an archaic, ancient version of Photoshop. Is there still an echo? Probably there is. Hang on, let me grab a microphone. We'll plug this into the computer. How you doing? This is Mark from Classic Game Room. Drawing Heyzoos the Coked-Up Chicken. Coked-Up Chicken. No, I am not coked up. Third cup of coffee, though. Never even seen Coke. Don't particularly have a desire to. But the chicken is high on Space Coke, which is actually a magical ore from another dimension. Alright. Can we see that? I'll get a better setup for this if it actually works. If anyone actually likes this. But this is page 5 of Heyzoos the Coked-Up Chicken here. Now for the first time we get a candid look at the method behind the madness. This is actually, it's more like a realistic account of how Classic Game Room is produced by Coked-Up Chicken. Got it? Good. There's like no perfect place to put the computer for this. See, this is why it's a mess. One of these days I'll figure this out. But there's a look at the page. Heyzoos the Coked-Up Chicken. And there's already comments and questions. Let's see what we got here. Stella would be a terrible camera dog. Was it the first live stream again? Live stream I've done? No, I did one last night. I'm testing this stuff. Live streams are kind of neat. I'm frequently behind the times on some of this stuff, but it's pretty neat. Small echo. Well, I just changed microphones. Let's see. How do you scroll down here? Where's the El Camino? Parked in space. It's at the Intergalactic Space Arcade. Awake again. Yes. It's always a good day when I'm awake. It's a bad day. Well, I mean, not that I particularly like being awake. Sleeping is better, but not waking up would be bad. Alright. Bigger echo and noise. This has an even bigger echo? Well, that's what I have at the moment. Alright, anyway, let's get back to some drawing here. I need to get another camera on the screen, but I don't have that at the moment, so we'll just mess around with Heyzoos the Coked-Up Chicken. I'm going to open up page 6. So I drew this by hand using pen and ink, pencil, pen and ink. I'm doing the finishing work on the computer. So that's what you're looking at here, the finishing work for Heyzoos the Coked-Up Chicken. Where Heyzoos wakes up after his slumber and has to do a Classic Game Room review. Okay. If you look closely at the artwork, there's some lines that aren't completely done yet. A couple flecks of dirt make it onto the paper, and then get scanned. I'm actually going to move to digital inking pretty soon, but I have not done that yet for this one, so I'm going to go in here and just clean up this page manually, which does take some time. See, there's some, probably can't see terribly well in this particular camera, but there's some eraser dust, or, well, pencil lines that weren't cleaned up by the eraser. And the eraser dust, taking those out. A little bit of dirt there. Clean up this one line here. And I just zoomed all the way in by accident. This is why I'm getting a Wacom tablet soon. The mouse is terrible for this stuff, but it's what I have at the moment. I am literally fixing Heyzoos pixel by pixel. Alright. This is Heyzoos' mouth. His tongue's hanging out. And for those of you who backed the LORD KARNAGE book on Kickstarter, you'll be getting a copy of Heyzoos. If you missed the Lord Carnage Kickstarter, Heyzoos will be available for sale within a day or two, really. Since I'm hopefully going to wrap this up today and then put the final proof together, digital proof together, and have it up on the Classic Game Room store, along with Wind, Squid, and Lord Carnage. Alright, so that picture's touched up there. See that? It's a big ass screen, the way I like it. I'll fix this little dot here, and that one there. And clearly what I need is 3 computers, because I can't read any comments while I'm doing this. So, give me a moment. There we go. And fix this little thing hanging off the edge of Edit Station 1. Zoom back out. And save. Alright. Got some questions over here from Adam A. Mark, which do you prefer, Atari 2600 or Sega Genesis? Well, the good news is I don't have to prefer either, because I love them both. I grew up with the Atari. Then when I got a bit older, I bought a Sega Genesis. And they're both terrific game systems. Let's see, what do they cost? The comics, digital comics, are about $5. We're still working out the business model for that stuff. Let's see. Looks like Heyzoos has a hangover. Well, that would be Heyzoos. Do I like any current El Camino crux like the Subaru Baja or Holden Commodore? Well, we can't get the Holdens over here, but I saw it on Top Gear, and that thing looked pretty sweet. And I think I prefer the Subaru Brat. Yeah, I'm gonna get probably gonna move to Photoshop Illustrator here pretty soon to answer Klex Yoshi. You like the attention to detail in the cracked out chicken? Oh, wait till later in the book. It's great. Let's see. There is no echo. Good. More trucks than on Twitch. There will be more trucks then. Coffee awakens. Yeah, I'm a third cup, and I could really use some more. I'm kind of a coffee addict. I always talk about beer, but I drink a hell of a lot more coffee. And I'm not doing any actual hand drawing today. Go Flyers. The Penguins suck. Oh man, that hurts. I love watching the Penguins play the Flyers because they both clearly hate each other, and it's great. Great games. Let's see. Mark, do you think we'll see the 9th and 10th generations of consoles? I'll turn the camera. I have no idea. I think game systems have pretty much run their course at this point. You can run games on anything, so you don't even need a game system. It's basically a matter of what giant company wants to get their set-top box in your living room and have you play games on it. Which is why game systems aren't terribly exciting these days. You get a lot of power, but it's no more personality. That's why I miss the Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo days so much. They had personality back then. What do you think about PC gaming? PC gaming is a great way to get games for cheap. Laptops can play games well these days. Steam's a great service. I'm a big fan of PC gaming. Will Heyzoos ever die for our sins? No. Heyzoos is impervious to pain. And he doesn't care about anybody except Heyzoos. Alright, back to drawing. Well, not drawing. It's like I said, this is cleanup. This is digital finishing work. And since Heyzoos is in the comic books the host of Classic Game Room, Edit Station 1 is the cameraman, and Heyzoos is supposed to be reviewing a game called Super Save Princess Land 3. And of course, Heyzoos just woke up, and judging by the look on his face, we can assume he was enjoying himself a little too hard the night before. Got some schmutz on his eye there. We'll clean that up. I'll do a final QA on the writing later. Leaving a couple glitches in the artwork is one thing. Misspelling a word, now that's sloppy. Alright, we'll go on to page 7 here, where Heyzoos a close-up look at him staring at Super Save Princess Land 3, which appears to be a Dreamcast game. And the game is unopened. Will Heyzoos play the game to review it? Or is that perhaps the plot of the entire comic? Since Heyzoos is a professional video game reviewer, we would assume that he's opened the game in order to play it, right? I mean, that would only make sense. So once again, Edit Station 1 is barking at him to get ready to do his show, and we'll clean up the edge of Edit Station 1 there. Clean up some schmutz there. This line's a little sloppy. Truth be told, my inking is still a bit sloppy. I'm actually looking forward to moving to digital inking, because I know exactly what I want to draw. Sometimes I just can't quite get my hand to do what I'm telling it to, especially when I get to the inking phase. And inking takes forever. When you're on a tight schedule, forever is not a good word. So anything I can do to increase productivity and quality at the same time is critical. So I asked Santa for a Wacom tablet this year, and hoping Santa delivers. A Wacom tablet and a case of beer. Those are like the only two things I could possibly use in my life at this point. So that and Truxton too. Tatsujin too. But I do have an arcade machine waiting for that, and someday I will hunt down a copy when I see it. Alright, there's a double line over here from sloppy inking, done by yours truly. We'll clean that up. And there's a couple other parts here which are a little messy. We'll clean those up. Yeah, I could do this picture-in-picture, I think. That would be neat. So maybe next time I'll do picture-in-picture on this. Let's save this. And go back to the chat. Let's see. Dreamcast 2. There should be a Dreamcast 2. Heyzoos is he's not a good role model. Or is he? Let's see. Has anyone ever said you look like Dexter Holland from the Offspring before? You know, I get that a lot now. I like the Offspring, so that's a compliment, I think. Not really sure what he looks like, but remember what he looks like 20 years ago. I don't think I look like that. I don't have dreadlocks. Too old for that now. Alright. Hello, everyone. I have arrived. Well, hello. Alright. And I shall continue on Heyzoos the Coked-Up Chicken. Do you think all virtual reality tech that's on Horizon is going to take off? Or I think virtual reality is going to be a reality soon enough. Not exactly sure what what equipment is going to be standardized someday, but yeah, we'll be playing virtual reality games soon enough. What's my favorite childhood cartoon? Well, it's either G.I. Joe or Transformers or Robotech or Voltron. I mean, they're all good. So I look like Dexter. Alright. Well, maybe I'll try to sneak into an Offspring concert one day and claim to be the singer, and I'll get on stage and... Well, I can't sing for shit, so... People wouldn't get their money's worth out of me. What's the weirdest game I've played? Oh, a lot of them. Anything with kittens. Let's see. Review the Wii U in 2 words. Good, bad. Top 10 games 2014. I don't know. I'm going to probably end up doing like a top 5 list this year because I didn't play that many games in 2014. And Chris G says, I hope you do live streams from now on. Well, I like Chris G's avatar because you have the Autobot symbol. More of a Decepticon guy, but that's alright. Do you like anime? Yes. Typically anime I grew up with, or stuff from the 90s. Knights of Sidonia is very good. I highly recommend that. It's on Netflix. And, well, there's a couple good questions in there. And back to drawing. Oh, the dog's there. She kind of grunts when she's sleeping. Well, it's a hard life, isn't it, for you? Just lay there in the corner. Dogs. All right. Anyway, we can see Heyzoos is now growing a mustache and says, "Let's a kill." It could be a parody of something, but then again, maybe not. Who can say? Here's a dot that should not be on Edit Station 1, so let's remove this. Delete. All right. File. Save. Oh, I forgot a line. I must have penciled that and then forgot to draw it in. So we'll just add that with the mouse. Problem solved. So if you read the book, this line was drawn right here on this broadcast. And you will read the book because, trust me, if you like Classic Game Room, you will laugh your ass off at this book. I may not be a good dramatic writer or storyteller, but I can write comics. You know, assuming you have the same demented sense of humor that I do. Which, if you're watching this, you probably share some of it. Alright, here we got Heyzoos. Let's a kill! Alright. I'm not going to give away the whole plot here, but you are seeing the final digital cleanup. For those newcomers here, jumping into this stream, wondering why the hell I'm on YouTube talking to you. I'm doing the final digital cleanup work on Heyzoos the Coked-Up Chicken, the comic book, which will be originally, or it will premiere as a digital comic book in the Classic Game Room web store any day now. You can already get Wind Squid. In fact, let me open up a page of Wind Squid for you. Let's see, we've got saved multiple copies of all my files, so if I screw up something in the digital phase, I can go back and clean it up. I like having multiple copies of things. And of course, if you're doing any drawing work digitally, save often on multiple hard drives. This is what Wind Squid looks like. Wind Squid issue number 0, where we have Squid Trex hitting Mecha Monotremata in the head with the Sword of Oceans, which was found in a trench at the bottom of Oceaniaria, which is the world that the space squids come from. Got it? It's all explained in the book. And Mecha Monotremata is shooting Wind Squid with laser beams from his eyeballs. Pretty pleased with this page, actually. Wanted to do a space epic comic book, and that's what Wind Squid is. So I have several comic books out now. I've got Lord Karnage, which is kind of like the Avengers of the Classic Game Room universe. You have Lord Karnage. The dog is yawning again. You have Wind Squid. You got Heyzoos the Coked-Up Chicken, Space Scar, and Edit Station 1 all together fighting to save the Intergalactic Space Arcade. And Lord Karnage Book 1 is where they battle the Cosmic Death Bricks. But then I spun Wind Squid off into his own series, which is more of a space adventure, fighting enemies in outer space. Edit Station 1 is getting his own comic book called Disco 8-Track, which takes place in the 1970s on Earth, and that is basically the backstory of Edit Station 1 and Lord Karnage. Heyzoos the Coked-Up Chicken gets his own comic book, which is just Heyzoos basically hosting Classic Game Room and the adventures that go along with that. And I'm creating Ethel the Cyborg Ninja, who's a new character, which should get a Kickstarter within a week or two. Starting a Kickstarter on Ethel the Cyborg Ninja, which is going to be a combination of a like 1970s Japanese manga samurai book and cartoons. My Lord Karnage style cartoons. And I'm actually looking for, and that'll be the first one I'm going to draw with digital inks. So that's what's going on. And then I'm hoping the books take off a bit so I can then eventually work with some other artists to have them continue the adventures and step into writing. So there's my life plans. All right, anyway. While also continuing Classic Game Room. So I just don't sleep. Sleep is for the weak. Let's open up another page of Heyzoos and finish it. Heyzoos 1. Page 12 is good. I'm going to do check 13 again. Page 13. Here we get a shot of the Intergalactic Space Arcade, where this adventure is taking place. It's the Intergalactic Space Arcade, spelled properly. The Sega Dreamcast web browser is the best browser. They speak truth. Alright, there's some pretty sloppy inking here. Clean this up. There we go. Oops, wrong layer. I need to put a blank layer behind there. This is an ancient version of Photoshop, so would not recommend using CS3 to do this, but it's what I have at the moment. Alright, there we go. Just cleaning up some lines on the buttons. Edit Station 1 has a trackball and 4 arcade buttons, which can frequently be kind of a pain in the ass to draw. This really isn't a terrific drawing here on this particular panel, to be honest. So let's fix it using my ancient tools. Alright. Yeah, it's kind of a weird angle for Edit Station 1, but that's okay. I guess part of my thought process on comics is, or any drawing, is that you've always got some bad drawings to get out of you. So don't worry about it. Just get the bad drawings out of you. And here's where I'm going to give Edit Station 1 a little expression. I'm going to go to the System font. Probably bring that up to a 20 point. And what should we do? Should we give him a smile? They're looking at something that he's confused about. So I like to go question mark on that. We'll go double question marks. And then rotate that a bit to match the angle of the shot. The laptop that they use is called the iMartini, because why not? And I'll render some of the layer, the text here, which is explaining what Space Coke is. Space Coke. Magic ore from another dimension. Little is known about Space Coke. Do not touch Space Coke. Do not look at Space Coke. Do not think about Space Coke. Space Coke will kill you. If you have used Space Coke, you are likely dead. Stop using Space Coke. If you are not dead, you will be soon. There should be a comma there. Likely side effects: insanity, paranoia, mood swings, bad breath, visions, insomnia, uncontrollable rage, slurred speech, blurry vision, doom, increased salivation, craving for nachos. Do not operate heavy machinery while using Space Coke. I think that I'll run that through the spell checker when I'm done. But I am going to save and answer a couple questions here. All right. Oh, I missed a whole bunch of questions. Do I have a favorite robot? Does Voltron count as one robot or 5s? Or 5. Space Coke will kill you, yes. Let's see. Manga Studio, better for 2D drawing. Got a bunch of suggestions out there. I haven't looked at one yet. Haven't really figured. I'm going to be moving to Illustrator, and probably a combination of Photoshop and Illustrator. What planet is Heyzoos from? Well, that is revealed in Lord Karnage Book 1. 6 a.m. here in the center of the universe. Is it? Yes, I do a lot of art. You want to buy my galactic collection? It's not for sale. Do I like Robotech? Yes. Yes, I like Robotech. Whoa! Heirloom tomato question. I don't remember, to be honest. Robotech or Macross? Well, everyone says Macross is better, but I grew up with Robotech, so you know when you grow up with it, it's like that's the one you like. But at the same time, I appreciate the original story and like Macross a lot too. So, all right, there you go. There's some. Well, let's go back to drawing. Space Coke. Very cool. Let's go check out this picture here. And I'm going to clean up this edge in a moment, but oh, look at that. There's some crap that fell off the edge of the frame here on the side. Delete. Yes, this is not the ideal way to do this, but it's what I have at the moment, so it's what I'm using until I upgrade. Clean up that line. Kind of want to make the background of this frame a little darker on the, well, maybe not. Sometimes I leave a page a little more basic. And this one just, you know, it's more, this page is more information than like exciting artwork. So I'm going to leave it like this. So okay, I don't need to put any more. No, I spoke too soon. I am going to add a little bit of a digital effect. It's like it's missing something, but I'm having a hard time saying exactly what that is. I'll put a little digital effect on the laptop. Just a bit, not a whole lot. Happy trees. Happy trees. Bob Ross was the best. I'm going to take a look at that. Actually, that's not bad. It kind of rounds out the whole frame. Let's save that under a different file. And then move on to we'll clean up the text in a moment. Move on to another page. Where we have Wind Squid and Edit Station 1 continuing to discuss Space Coke. And I want to check the artwork. So we look at Wind Squid's eyes closely. We see that there's some little white dots in there that aren't intentional. So I'm going to go in here and clean that up. Just looking closely at all the lines, making sure all the lines are okay. That there's no schmutz in the background. Like there's a little fleck here or something. Clean, gone. All right, go over to Edit Station 1. Same thing. Check the buttons. Everything's cool. Looks all right. Lines are where they're supposed to be. This panel looks. I could probably clean this top up a little bit there. There we go. Clean that up. There's a little glitch there. Gone. And just do a little edge cleanup there. Really looking forward to moving to digital inking to avoid this step because it takes forever. And it's really not ideal either. There are far better options than doing everything by hand and then using a 10-year-old version of Photoshop. But gotta use what I got. So, alright, clean up Windsquid's eyes there. A little better. Edit station 1's poking over here. See that? Look at that. Gone. Whoop, whoop, too far. There we go, that's better. Alright, hate drawing with a mouse. Remember that scene in Ferris Bueller where he draws a naked girl with a mouse? Like, that took some real skill. Alright. We have some white flecks on the paint roller, which is covered with red paint. Well, black paint in this case. I like black and white artwork a great deal. Not just being lazy about it. I like black and white artwork. Also, I can't color for shit. And even if I could, I don't have the time for it. So if the comics take off someday, maybe we'll start working some. I'll work with some colorists. But until then, they are black and white, high contrast artwork, which I like good old manga. Not just a cost savings. I like black and white movies too. Kind of a lost art. Something about high contrast. It looks really nice. Alright, now I actually made a inking change on Windsquid's shoulder here, so I'm going to erase the older version. There. Because his armor actually goes down like that. He doesn't have arms in these issues. And Heyzoos looks like a maniac. I like this shot of him a lot. That was pretty funny. Okay, there we go. I'm going to clean up this little black speck here. Boop. Done. And there is a fleck there. Fleck there. This is okay. There's a little fleck here, right there. Oh, oh, oh. You see it? Do you see it? There's a line that's not supposed to be there. Let's get it. And then I could probably put a little indent in there. There we go. No, it was too heavy. There we go. Alright. Fix the edge here. That's done. The page looks to be in good shape. I think this line is a little lopsided here. Yep, definitely lopsided. And we're going to delete that. Alright, now that's cleaned up. And there is a fleck of ink here that's gone outside of the boundary, which was not intentional, so we're going to do that. And probably doing overkill on this, but you know, it's going to be for sale, so it should be done right. That's the way I look at it. Alright. There you go. Some more drawing with Mark. Speechless. Alright, what manga are you reading right now, Mark? Knights of Sidonia and Samurai Executioner. Both of them. I've done a video on Sakura Wars. No. Great color comics. You know what I really like is the new Transformers comics from IDW. They're really nice in color. They look good. Do I like manga? Yeah, I love manga. Manga's great. When the stories are good. I mean, I gotta like the stories. I like more of the robot stories and stuff. And samurais. Let's see. Must review fried chicken. I love fried chicken. Who doesn't love fried chicken? Let's see. I didn't even know CGR did this sort of thing. Well, now you know. And you know the rest. Drinking Red Bull watching this is not, I don't know, I don't think Red Bull's safe, but people seem to like it, so. That's CGR, good stuff. What is the ultimate sound? The screams of your enemies driven before you, the lamentations of the women. Greetings from Southwest UK. Hello. What do you think of Cowboy Bebop? You know, I never really got into Cowboy Bebop, to be honest. Not to say it's not good. I just personally never got into it. All right, so there's some questions for you. Colors are overrated. They are. Who needs colors? Let's see. Half-Life review is on the film. In fact, it's pretty much done. When I'm done with this, it's 10 o'clock, so I am going to be done with this. I'm going to go over to the Intergalactic Space Arcade, and I'm going to finish the audio mix for Disc 2 of the Best of Classic Game Room DVD and Blu-ray. And then I'm going to finish reviewing a Super Nintendo controller called the Quick Shot, and you might see that later today if I can get it done. Have you thought about doing Pokemon Alpha Sapphire or Omega Ruby? You know, whenever I do Pokemon reviews, everyone complains because I don't complete the game. I kind of play it enough to get the hang of the Pokemon game, but I don't love Pokemon. I didn't grow up with Pokemon, so I can't complete the games. They're just too long. You know what happens. They're all the same. Unless you're really into Pokemon, maybe you find a difference. But I'm not really into Pokemon, so as a general rule now, I'm not doing more Pokemon games because I don't think I do a very good job reviewing them. We'll leave those to people who know more about Pokemon than I do. Like TJ. TJ loves Pokemon. He plays Pokemon. Greetings from Belgium. Greetings from space. Why isn't this stream in black and white? You know, that's a good question. Do I like butts? You know, I like them big and I cannot lie. Let's see. Say something. Something. Greetings from Belgium. North Europe, how you doing? Have you seen Neon Genesis Evangelion? Oh, I just, Rei or Asuka. Well, they're both cute, but they have screechy voices. Yeah, I just saw my buddy and I watched the Evangelion Blu-rays recently. He saw the anime in the 90s. I never did. But I thought the Blu-rays were dynamite. And then I actually read the manga. So I don't really know the ending, but I kind of have an idea where it's going. But I'm a big fan of the Evangelion Blu-rays. They're cool. Let's see. Will content from the DVD eventually make it to YouTube? It depends on the reviews. If the games were sent by fans, then they are definitely on YouTube. If they're just my games, like Super Metroid, they're DVD exclusives. So there's a couple DVD exclusives, but most of the footage, or a lot of the footage, actually maybe not even most, a lot of the footage is already on YouTube. But the stuff that was shot just for the film is on the film, like all of the action scenes with Mark versus future Mark. Edit Station 1 versus Past Mark. The DVD is pretty good. If you like the show, you'll love the film. Best way to keep yourself on energy? Coffee. So there you go. That's Drawing with Mark. Greetings from Russia. How you doing? Favorite homebrew game? I don't know. Played a lot. It's hard to say what's homebrew anymore. It's like all the indie games are homebrew. There's a lot of good indie games. Are you mind of Vikings or ninjas? Or Viking ninjas? I think when you go with Vikings and ninjas, you got to go with you combine the two. Vikings versus ninjas or Viking ninjas, which is also a good idea. So, yeah, you'll love the DVD. The DVDs the new film Best of Classic Game Room will be out in the spring. So the Kickstarter backers will be getting their copies soon, when it goes through replication and whatnot. And then the rest of you who did not back the Kickstarter can pick it up later in the spring. Snoopers. Is that how I say your name? Or is that something internet meme and I just like totally embarrassed myself? I have no idea. But yeah, greetings from Norway. Greetings. So I'll sign off just by letting everyone know the Lord Karnage comic book is in print and digital right now. The digital version is obviously much cheaper, no shipping, so you can get that on our website, and there's an eBay code or something that you can download it. Wind Squid Zero, which I showed earlier, is available for sale digitally. There may be a print version of that later. Heyzoos the Coked-Up Chicken #1, which is what I'm doing here right now. See? That will be available shortly, and there may also be a print version when there's a few copies of that done. And then my next book is Disco 8-Track, which is the Edit Station 1 story and backstory of Lord Karnage. It's a great book. I have it in pencils right now. And my next Kickstarter is going to be Ethel the Cyborg Ninja, which is going to be a big comic book, and I'm going to be inking that one digitally. Be a different. That's going to be a very 1970s samurai manga look combined with my normal style. So it's like going to be action, but also kind of funny, and lots of ninjas. And it's a girl character that I think girls and guys will like because she kicks ass, and she's also fun to party with. So there you go. Ethel the Cyborg Ninja coming out soon. And she's actually a great character, a big tie-in with Wind Squid for that series. So the two of them have some backstory together since I can't give it away. But let's just say that she knew Wind Squid when Wind Squid was little. Like little. So there you go. All right. Thank you for watching. We'll see you all soon here in Classic Game Room. I'm hoping that the review of the Quick Shot will be up today. If not today, probably tomorrow. And then reviews of The Crew and Diablo 3 are coming out soon. And when the film is finally done, I'm going to be going back into a lot of the piles of donated games that fans have sent from around the world and obscure games. And the ZX Spectrum review is coming out soon. The Japanese GameCube review is coming out soon, and the Sega SG-1000 review is coming out soon. So I'm going to go wrap up a couple more pages here, and then head over to editing. So keep an eye out for some new stuff. And once again, thank you. You'll see some more live streams too, since I just document my life now, right? My Star Wars coffee mug. May the Force be with you. See ya. How do you stop this? I don't even know how to stop this thing. I'll probably forget that it's on and just start picking my nose.